Peace, everybody. Peace, peace, peace. New moon, right? Shedding out the old into the new, learning new to help you shed out the old. Um, this is going to be a little bit of a topic, but uh, those who have survived narcissists and how some of these narcissists work, which go along with what they talk about MK Ultra. That's clearly a whole other level, by the way, and it is, and I'm not even going to pretend to understand. I mean, I'm not. It is what it's deep. It's deep. However, she goes in. This is from the video I posted, adding another layer, right, into this world of what we're in. So, and this is all experience, strength, and hope, and education as well. And but the best well, I don't want to say the best education, but is from the experience, strength, and hope, and surviving, and coming out the other side. So a narcissist will do the same thing. A narcissist can target you. It knows almost, I don't want to say it knows you better than you, but like I have mentioned, many times on the channel about, for narcissist survivors and those who have survived violent crimes, you are so light. You are so light and so amazing and so beautiful, okay? And you have an energy about you, even no matter what you've gone through. And so a narcissist knows that you have survived trauma. That's when a narcissist comes in the picture. Always. From my experience anyway, and meeting others as well who have experienced this. And that's what I'm basing this off of. And listening to Allie's mother talk more about it, it helps. It's honestly helping me heal deeper. I think we heal, but I think there's always more room for growth, always. Unless, I feel bad for you if you don't think that there is, because there just always is. You want to always evolve, and be the best version of you. And you want to be careful of, especially now, if you're, I'm glad this dog's barking, because this is just insanity listening to this shit. It's abuse. Talk about abuse. See how long this dog barks. That's abuse, letting your dog get that heightened. A dog that's already survived abuse. Kind of an interesting topic, huh? Another narcissist over there taunting the dog. 7 o'clock at night. Let's taunt the dog so it's barking and barking. Let's abuse it, right? Not. Hey! Like, enough! Is everything okay? Give it a rest! Stop abusing your dog! That's abuse. What you're doing to that dog is abuse. Sorry. I told you I don't play. Kids and animals, women, children, and innocent little creatures. That's taunting an animal. Keeping it in a heightened state. Like a narcissist will do to someone who's been through something, man or woman. A narcissist has a way of knowing that you've been through something. Maybe you've known the person, whether they've known you or not in life, because of an energy. It's almost like smelling a chicken dinner cooking. It's a weird way to put it. You emanate something, even though you may not know it. You're emanating something. And these people come in, and what they do is they target you. And I can give you a really excellent example. When you lose somebody in your life, and you've lost someone to death, and someone comes in your life, and they start picking at that. They start picking at little wounds, starting to make you feel more insecure. I watched someone taunt a child and thought it was funny, and this child lost their father. That's not funny. I watched this person bully another person, and the other person just stand by, because clearly from the trauma that person went through, they are splitting. I'm understanding this splitting thing, and believe me, it's helping me try to grasp some weird shit I've just experienced on my journey. And the splitting, which then creates another, maybe personality, a way to cope. And I've watched this in real time. That's abuse. That's targeting. That's narcissism. That's like MK Ultra. So they know how to use things. That's why, like, when you're in a relationship, say you're a survivor of violent crimes, okay? And then you meet somebody new. And they don't know this about you, right? They may sense something, especially if they're a narcissist. When you start sharing your past and you're with a narcissist, the narcissist will start using your past against you. They will start bringing up things, private things that you opened yourself up. You allowed, right? You allowed and you trusted this person and you shared. And then this person, like, has a file. Trust me, they got a file. And they will let you know everything that you've ever done wrong. And they will bring you back into that space and time emotionally. And this is why I posted this, like, because this is like on that, this is the same idea. Of course, that goes deeper. It goes a lot deeper. Like, there's charts and crap. There's charts. Makes me wonder if we all have one. They're blueprints. And that's why you're seeing all these weird behavior on stage with these actors and whatnot. That's the only thing I can use is when they're spacing out, because they're buying off a piece of their chart. It's just like Charmed, man, when they're selling contracts. That really happens. That really happens in the underworld. Something is probably going on right now in the underworld about it, because it's a new moon or pre-election. And I'm like driving earlier and I'm looking at all these people like out there with their little Trump signs. Thinking, it's like, your heart is good, but your vote doesn't even matter. Beside the point. And it's not really beside the point, because the other person that wants to be president will do that to us. Will do that to society. She can't wait to get her hands on us. And she's not a she. She's an it. She's an it. But back to this, like, when I was listening to what this lady was saying, it was reminding me of, like, when, no one ever thinks they're going to get in a relationship with a narcissist. Heck, I didn't know what a narcissist was for a very long time. You don't know what you don't know until you're through it. And then you're left coping with old feelings that someone else abused you about and made you feel bad again. Because when someone loves you, they're not there. The whole relationship, you shouldn't be feeling bad. You shouldn't be crying, and you should never ever let anyone pick at your kids. That fucking pisses me off. In a way, I can't even. I'll never understand. No, but I see how, if something about that moment when someone does that, like to your kid, and you're sitting there and you're a survivor of violent crimes, you don't have any tools. So how can you then help the kid? Instead, you're allowing, which is abuse. So it's narcissists are on the same idea as, but clearly MK Ultra is deeper. But if you listen to what she's saying, I guarantee you can identify with it, especially if you're a survivor of violent crimes, narcissist abuse, because that's what they do. That's exactly what they do. They find out your weaknesses and then poke, abuse, nitpick, bring things up, and have you constantly living in that state of being, state of mind, state of energy, state of thought. That's abuse. It's control. That's how predators control children with pedophilia. That's exactly the level of MK Ultra right there. Different format, same idea. I'm never going to say I understand this, but I do believe we all are on some level under that, because through television, through radio, through music, through movies, through these frequencies here, we have a social security number, we have a birth certificate. You bet your ass that your birth certificate goes up on the stock exchange as soon as you're born. You have a toe tag when you leave here. We are tagged and bagged throughout this lifetime. So when you have survived whatever, I mean, you could just, I don't know, like have just gone through a divorce even. Like I'm even trying to make it like not so extreme. Like you could have just gone through a divorce and gone through a hard time, and here comes this narcissist. And they seem like a dream to you, and then you find out they're nitpicking and utilizing what they think your weaknesses are. I'm not saying they are your weaknesses, I'm saying what they think your weaknesses are. And they use it against you, and that's how they start breaking you down. They start breaking your soul down, they start breaking your confidence down, they're there to kill your light. They are. And I found this very fascinating, how this goes hand in hand with narcissism and survivor of narcissist abuse and survivor of violent crimes. I know this is a heavy topic, but it's important to talk about these things. I will never be the one that acts like things don't happen. I can't ever act like that. I took a long time to get here, and I won't ever bury my head in the sand being aware that someone may be going through something, and if I can help by a word, a sentence, showing a video, posting a positive message, something that you can identify with, something to make you feel that you're not alone, because they don't want to be exposed. Long and short of it, they do not want to be exposed. So when you are dealing with a narcissist, it is at a level of that. It is. They nitpick and poke at you. Okay, ready? Hold on.
During that moment of splitting, they move into program.
Okay, hold on.
Contrary to popular belief, people that have had any kind of a trauma can have a form of DID. If you've been in a car accident, if you lost a loved one, the shock to the system, if it's enough that experience or that trauma just caused you to shake uncontrollably, there's probably something going on in the psyche there. Your psyche is moving to protect you.
And narcissists feel that about you. That's why they approach you, they target you, they stalk you. That's what they do, because they know that. They know they can affect your psyche, and they will break you down, your children down, and try to break your family down, and try to steal your light until there is nothing left. You will never get anything from a narcissist. You will never get love, kindness, compassion, caring, gentleness, ever. Understanding, ever, 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 ever. They cannot hold the light. They can, and if they do, it's very short. And then sometimes that's how they lure you in. Clearly, that's how they lure you in, because they have a fake light, but they can't hold the light. Some of them can hold the light enough to get into you and start needling your psyche and breaking you down. That's abuse. So I found this very, helpful with narcissistic abuse as well. I'm going to have to call the cops on this lady. This is insanity. That's crazy to me, listening to this. I feel bad for this dog. Talk about abuse. So I just wanted to, just come on and share a little bit about that. I feel it's important to talk about these things and bring awareness to them. I've been, when she speaks on this, I got that it's on a personal level, but I understood when a child is little and they've been through something horrific that they can't talk about it because they don't know how to form words, they don't know how to express it, and then when they do, it's so big, it's bigger than them, and they don't. And then when it comes out, what do you do with it? What do you? They don't know what to do with it because it's bigger than them. I totally understood what she was talking about then and there. I get that, and it's so true. And narcissists target you for that. They know there was any kind of abuse in the family, a narcissist will find you, and a narcissist will abuse you until you stand up for yourself. And you stand and get away. Hopefully, get away, because it's life and death. It really is life and death. There is no happy ending. It does not end well ever, and it should end with you walking away. And I'm not saying that's easy, because there's a lot of fear, doubt, insecurity instilled upon you from that person. Very much so. I've talked about someone I love very much that I've tried to protect. I understand what is going on. I understand. And because I understand, it's easier to cast me aside because I stand for the truth. I will always stand up for a child and an animal, women, children, men too. Anybody that's a victim of any kind of crime, violent crime, abuse, anything like that at all, I will stand with you. And you see the demons all flock together to protect themselves. And you do. Not the kid. They protect themselves. Because they're all fucking narcissists standing there protecting their own rear end. They didn't give a crap about the kid. Because then that conversation wouldn't even be had. Do you know what I mean? So trying to understand someone who's been through something horrific and significant to be in something like that and stay in something like that and not listening to any red flag that has been put in their face. How many times can your child tell you they don't like this person scares them? How many times can you be holding court documents on this person? How many times can you be holding court documents on this person that's lost their other children till you realize there's something wrong with that person? You know why it's hard? Because that person has been working on you, making you feel like there's something wrong with you. When there isn't anything wrong with you. Your intuition is on point. It's hard. It's not easy, especially if you are it's violent. It's physical. That's what a narcissist does. If you had a loss, that's how they enter in. It's like a hole in your energy. It's like a hole in the fence, and they wiggle their way in, and they manipulate, and they use and abuse you, and they know how to do it because they're evil. They don't have a soul. They don't give a crap about you, and they get enjoyment. They actually enjoy it. It's sick. It's demonic. It's demonic. And it's been very hard to watch and know that people I love are going through this. And it's still going on as far as I know. And that's not okay. And then to be the outcast, the one that stood up for the truth. To be the outcast. I'm a big girl, I can handle it. That little kid isn't, though. That little kid shouldn't have to handle that. Ever. So that's how a narcissist works. It's very similar, clearly on a different level than MK Ultra, but the same idea. It's like you set off a psychic ping, and it's like they can smell it a mile away because they're reptilian. And you could think that's so funny and not real. It's real. It's very real. It's very real. It's like a shark, a little drop of blood in the water, and they can smell that miles away, and they come a-swimming. It's the same idea. So I found this to be very inspiring to talk about this. And she does know what she's talking about. I understand it, and it's helping me. It's helping me. And it's helping me to understand others. Because I do work with others. I will always work with others. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to help each other. not abuse each other and not hurt each other. And I have a really hard time being around people that do that. I don't do well in that energy. So, thank you. Yeah, it's super. It is super important to understand and to know that you're not alone. Because the narcissist wants you to feel so alone. The abuser wants you're all alone. No one loves you. No one cares about you. See what you did. It's all your fault. That's a narcissist. To try to suppress you and keep you in place. Well, I'm not one that stays in place at all. And it took a long time to get here. And to speak the truth even when your voice shakes is so important. And then prayer. I'm a big believer in the power of prayer. It may take a minute. It may not be an aspirin. It may not work like an aspirin, because it takes time for the divine. Because you're dealing with other people's free will. It's a lot involved in all that. But I found what she had to say very educational, healing, enlightening. It's those moments of, oh my God. When if you feel like you're alone, it's like, when someone's speaking your story and you didn't know anyone else knew your story, even though it's their story, it's like that. And it's important. That I feel it starts the healing journey, is when you really realize, wait a minute, hold on here. There's others that experience this or have gone through this, and many are not here anymore. But yeah, there are. So it is. The system does. And I think that's, when she talks about the MK Ultra, I'm like, oh my God, it's in everything here. Everything. Like, 2020 was a really good example of that. Very good example of fear, getting you to submit. Out of fear, instead of, not you, but those who did submit, and went along with the masses. And like, you got to do your own research with everything. That was the beginning, along with the 5G. They went up together. That came out, and then that went up. That got installed. They're connected, because that's a whole other level of it. This whole place is an MK Ultra mind freaking freak. It really is. And then to understand, because I did post a video, I don't know if you saw it or not. She talks about, it reminded me of one of the episodes of Charmed, when Paige tries to rescue someone to free their soul. She offers up like her soul, but she knew her sisters would protect her, so she didn't really have to offer up her soul, but tricked the guy into releasing the guy's soul contract. That's what this Diddy and all these weirdo entertainers, that's what they're doing. They hold contracts over all these I don't know why that even exists. I have no idea why anything like that would ever exist, but it does. It does. The matrix of time, repeat, never finding. The Saturn moon matrix, yes. The spark, no. I'm just reading what you're all saying. From what I understand with the Saturn rings, and I have spoken about it before, and I feel like it's definitely connected to what we're talking about with, with our consciousness rising in the Christ state, because the 7 rings would be hit with a higher frequency, to break. You know how, I don't know what generation you're from, but they used to show like the spinning clock to hypnotize you for the Twilight Zone thing, like that, to break like that. is the best description I can, like to break the hypnosis. So the seven Pleiades hit the seven Saturn rings, sound frequency years back, and now it's take that long. It's breaking apart. That's why it's breaking apart now. Ever wonder why there's? Yeah, yeah, I do. I know why. I know why. But if you want to share, absolutely share on here for anybody else that might want to know why there is no 13th floor in every skyscraper. They leave the 13th out. They leave the 13th month out because this really should be 13 months. There was definitely 13 apostles. There, it definitely 13 constellations. 13 well 13 chakras is more than 13 chakras though. They like to keep us in the seven chakras, to keep us like stuck, if you will. But a lot of us aren't stuck anymore. We've been breaking out of that. But they don't, yeah, they took out the number 13. I feel like there's more 13s that I'm missing, but you get the gist of it. So I wanted to, share this because it really made me connect a lot with narcissists. Like, oh, okay, this makes sense to me because they're so manipulative, and they target, and that's just what they do. Listen to this poor dog. Like, how was that a comfort dog? Can you hear that? How would that be comforting somebody? And it's antagonist. Are we talking about? Were you guys talking about the dog? Listening to the dog? Can you hear the dog? It's like this every night. It's abuse. So, kind of on the same. Yes. Okay. Good. Okay. Yes. Okay. We're on the same page. I know there's a little bit delayed reaction. I just wanted to make sure we were all like, yes. You guys are my witness here. Like, that's antagonizing. It's in a heightened state of mind, which is abuse. It's not okay. It's not okay. I've told her too. I know for someone who can't hear, she hears me just fine, that I don't mind dropping a dime on her. I'll call the cops. That you're abusing your dog, letting a dog get like that. And you're abusing your neighbors because no one wants. You could hear that dog through the whole building. It's not okay. It's sick. It's really sick. It's some sick stuff. I keep getting like Werewolves of London with that thing next door to me. She ain't okay, clearly, because who wants to listen to that? How are you comfortable in your own home listening to your dog go off in a heightened state unless you're really not okay? So, I don't want to talk about that no more. Poor dog, exactly, poor dog. And believe me, I have no problem calling the cops because this has been going on for a long time. I just don't want to do that to somebody right now. Just like to keep it moving forward, but my bunny hides, you know what I mean? I feel bad. My rabbit. Other people have comfort animals here. You have an elderly person across the hall. She's elderly, man. You have me, you have the elderly lady on the other side, and then they all have comfort animals. Who the hell wants to listen to the dog barking all the time like that? That's a blatant disregard and disrespect for your surroundings, for your own animal, in your surroundings. So, anyway, my bunny's been hiding. He's out now, though. Hi, the puppy doodle doos. What you doing? And then another country heard from above me. It's a new moon. We don't need the full moon. We got the new moon, and it's heavy out. It is so dark and heavy out right now. It's not even funny because there's no moon. And tonight the sky was, they really try to hide the red. Like I could see Rob behind all the spray they were spraying. Like it was really like, I was like, wow, the red is really bleeding through. What is it? Does red and green make? Does red and green make blue? Or is blue a primary? Blue is a primary color. Red and green. What does red and green make? Anybody know? What makes purple? Yellow and blue make purple? Well, that makes green. Wow, I'm bad at that. I used to know all that. Oh, anyway, so I'm gonna, hold on, let me just continue.
DID can be as simple as daydreaming, kind of zoning out while you're on the freeway. That's mild, to full-blown alters. So it's kind of very common, and if you think
Red
about
and blue, purple.
people that
Okay.
have had significant trauma, a lot of people have DID. Most of them are unaware. The MK Ultra is when they kind of weaponize the DID. They've learned how to purposely cause trauma to the body, cause trauma to the child.
That's what a narcissist does.
Get their heart rate up enough to where the trauma is overwhelming and they split.
That's what a narcissist does. Right there. That's exactly what a narcissist does. Causes so much stress to you that you end up having a split. And that's when I was like, I gotta go live. I gotta talk about this because there's so many. I know there's a lot of narcissist survivors out there, and just survivors out there. We'll put it that way. And this is important to talk about. It's important to reach out to someone who knows as well in a safe environment. Safe environment is so important. Safe. I can't say it. Safe environment is so important. And there's, even like in the field I'm in, and even though, I mean, I'm in school too, like in this, we're always learning more about because there's no one way, there's no quick fix, and it's just it's a process. It's a process, and it doesn't mean you're ever really healed from it. It just means that you've learned to cope with it better in a healthier format, to function, to even just function. And like this, like I know, for example, that hearing something being traumatized actually triggers off my PTSD. And that's what I mean. Like, you don't know how you're going to affect somebody else with your own behaviors. Clearly, that's not a well person. That's very clear. With you all heard that. Listening to that dog. That's not a well person. That's not a safe environment. A dog should be relaxed and chilled in their own home. And then a dog is barking, you don't know how. Like, I have a granddaughter that's petrified of dogs. That would freak her out, having to listen to that. That would put her in a stress. You know, you just don't know. You don't know what people are dealing with. And we can never assume that. You know, that's why not everyone gives a shit either. Clearly, they just don't. So, this is why I post this stuff, because I feel it's super healing, important, and for you to know you're not alone. And I really believe if it helps one person, maybe more, but even one, that is such the stuff right there. Like, that makes my cup runneth over, for real. For real. So that someone maybe isn't white knuckling it out there, feeling like nobody gets them. You know? And there's a bunch of us that would understand. You know what I'm saying? And this is the time with this shift to be aware, this awareness, right into the presidency crap, seeing through that. That's why, you know, on this channel, it's all connected to the supernatural, because you get supernatural attachments. I'm going to show you something real quick, though, before I go, because I'm going to show you, this is what I see. So, like, if I'm at an AA meeting, right, I can actually show you when I see somebody. Let me see if I can find the picture real quick. Okay, so if I'm at an AA meeting, okay, and someone's in a chair and they're sitting there and they're talking about their recovery, I can see that. I can still see that they have a reptilian attached to them, that that's their addiction. I literally see that on people. And I was gonna post it, and I was like, oh, well, I've been kind of posting some heavy stuff lately that might be a little too much. And I knew when it was meant to be presented, it would, and here we are, we're talking about it now. You watched the videos last? Yes. Isn't it a real eye-opener? I thought that was me too. And it reminded me of that, I'm not trying to make it about Charmed, but that show shows us everything. It applies, man. It applies. And then I was like, oh my God, they're doing that to all of us. They just got different levels of it. Holy crap. And yeah, real eye opener. Real eye opener. So anyway, yeah, so this is like what I see if I'm sitting in a meeting, or I don't even have to be in a meeting, anywhere. I'm outside, in a store. That's, if someone has that, I see it clearly, very clearly. And then I get targeted because of it, because I just see. So it comes in different layers, shapes, and sizes. And in most seers, those who are really, gifted, starseed, whatever, child of the Most High God, you get targeted like ridiculous by these things. And most people who are sitting in a chair at an AA meeting have no idea about these things. And how do you talk about that one? Hey, you got a reptilian attached to you. It's not funny. I'm not laughing because I think it's funny. It's like, how do you say that to someone? Like, yo, hey, I know you're saying you're sober, and I'm not saying you're not sober, but I think you got some more things to work on, because that thing right there is still attached to you. People would poop. They would freak out. And rightfully so. Absolutely rightfully so. But I do. They'll be sitting in a chair, and then I see that thing. It's like, oh. Not on everybody, but the people who have them, I see them. And they see me seeing them. So I'm going to wrap this up. Always end on a positive note, right? Know that you are love and you are light, and you truly are the divine spark. You are. There is no separation. There is no separation, right? It's just this 3D world. I got some good pictures too. Maybe I should show you. Kind of ended on a higher note, because I want you guys to see this real quick. Last night, this was in the sky. I'm like, holy mother of God. Look at the size of this thing. Sitting over, and there's a bunch of them sitting over major cities. Those are ships. So we're gonna shift it a bit, even though it's all connected, and it is all connected. It's very much connected. That thing is huge, and again, just we're jumping timelines, and keep going and keep going and keep going. And this stuff is being exposed for a reason. You have to expose the toxins so that they can be cleaned out. Because when you have an infection, you have to clean it out. You can't leave the infection there, or it'll take you out. So we're just cleaning out the infection, little by slow, a little irrigation, and always ending with that you truly, 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 truly are the divine spark of all creation, of all that is. You are never separated from. It's just this world that went to this level to have you forget that you are the divine spark of creator of all that is. You are love and you are light. You truly are. In this meat suit, having this experience. Peace, everybody. We are detoxing. I posted that. I just posted that earlier. Did you see that? Did you catch that little ditty? Let me show you. I'll show you. I found it empowering. Give me a second here. Right here. The Lakota shaman, Black Elk, once said, "We don't have to heal the earth. She can heal herself. All we have to do is stop making her sick." To do this simple truth, I would add that to the earth can heal us too. And I feel that's what we're going through now. I do. I really feel that. I know you guys, you ladies and gentlemen, you do as well. And thank you all for in the chat. I appreciate you being here. Hello, everybody. I don't pay attention to the chat because I get distracted. I have to stay focused on my task at hand, because I do get ADD moments, and then I'll forget, and I just feel this is too important not to forget to talk about this, so that you understand, either for you or someone you love, or maybe it doesn't resonate with you at all, and that's okay too. So have a good night, everybody. Peace out.